Usually the spring sees higher real estate prices as purchasers are in the marketplace looking to shop and move in before the new school year starts. But last year's spring real estate market was when the market completely changed and it shifted from being a seller's market to a buyer's market. These are my 5 market predictions for our spring real estate market, and the 5th prediction at the end of the video is really going to surprise you. Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal with eXp Realty, and if you do get value from this video, consider subscribing, drop a like, and if you're considering buying or selling, call me. And realtors out there, if you're looking for a brokerage with state-of-the-art training, excellent support, then definitely reach out to me to learn more about eXp Realty. And let's get into my first market prediction, which is that the inventory of listings is going to increase. This is an interesting market in the sense of the average price is far less than what it was about a year ago, yet at the same time, we have very low inventory. As an illustration, if we look at the past few months, the number of listings has been below 10,000, whereas we look at March and April of last year, the number of listings was over 10,000, and then in April, over 13,000 active listings. We know that price is an equation of supply and demand, so right now we have a little bit less demand than, of course, last year, but we also have very little supply. But what we're seeing is that sellers are a little bit more accepting of the average price and just how it's changed over the past years. They're understanding that those prices we saw in early 2022, of course, those prices couldn't have lasted, and there are some good advantages for sellers right now. For example, if they could sell their property, they're easily able to purchase something else, whereas they really weren't able to do that in early 2022. They were taking the gamble that they could sell their property, perhaps purchase something, but there wasn't enough inventory for them to really have the confidence that they could actually sell their property and purchase something that they would actually like. It was more like sell their property and buy anything that was existing in the inventory. You can see the number of active listings, it was especially high last year. May about 15,000, June 16,000, July 15,000. And so I'm expecting our number of active listings to increase to about 12 to 13,000 in the spring market. My second market prediction is that pre-construction purchasers from the past year will have appraisal issues on closings that were supposed to take place during this spring. Now, based on this article here, we can see there have been some stressful circumstances for a lot of people, protests, and so what happens is when a buyer commits to buying something pre-construction, they're buying somewhat on speculation. They don't necessarily need their mortgage appraised right then. They need it appraised therefore sometime in the future, and nobody would have expected that this would happen in the marketplace. So now what's happening is these properties' assessed value is a lot less than what it was about a year ago. And so when these properties are appraised, then the buyer has to come up with that money in cash. This is not only going to cause a lot of stress for these purchasers, but other pre-construction projects out there may have very difficult time selling their units. So we're going to see a lot less demand for pre-construction units, but a lot more demand for the resale market, simply because that market of investors or buyers for pre-construction units would have swinged over to the resale market. My third market prediction is that investors will be back in the market, and they will be coming back in the market in an accelerated fashion. The very reason for that is because of the fact that we for now have a little bit of stability. There seems to be less pessimism about the market and more confidence that the average price will be increasing. Although there is a ban put in place for foreign purchasers, these foreign purchasers are allowed to still buy cottages. They're also still able to buy multifamily property. And one thing that really impacted the market over the past year was that we saw builders, we saw typical buyers of multi-residential homes. They were out of the market because of the speculation that prices could be decreasing. Here in the Greater Toronto area, there's a lot of landlords. There's also a lot of individuals that own multiple properties, so perhaps there could be some diversification of their portfolio, and this market correction has really helped us to realize that yes, prices would be increasing, but we truly never know what's ahead of us because nobody would have guessed that these interest rate hikes would have taken place. Prediction number 4 is that bidding wars will be back. You see, they won't be back on 100% of the listings, but we have seen the percentage of listings selling over the asking price has really been fluctuating. For instance, we saw only 20% of listings sell over asking price within some of the past few months, but in the middle of last year, we saw about 50 to 60% of listings sell over asking price, and at the height of the market, over 70% of listings were selling over asking price. Now, it's important to recognize that selling over asking price doesn't necessarily mean we're seeing higher prices. What it means is that these sellers have opted for a strategy of underlisting their property for a potential bidding war. So perhaps more sellers are comfortable with the bidding war strategy. It only takes 2 offers for a listing to sell over asking price. Because inventory is still very low in most areas, if you list your property in a neighborhood that doesn't have much supply, provided that it's priced right, there's a very good chance that you can sell over asking. What will happen is maybe one of the offers will be slightly below asking price, and then another offer comes in, and the listing agent can tell both of those purchasers that they have to increase their price, and that's how a listing sells over asking. And we're seeing some signs of that. This listing sold 101% of asking price. This listing sold 104% over asking price. This was just within the past week. And market prediction number 5 is that prices increase. Yes, our average price should be increasing by 3 to 5% per month. February was a very positive month because our average price pretty much bounced back to where it was in the middle of last year. And we are seeing some early signs of prices increasing. We're also seeing sellers a lot more optimistic about listing their property. We're seeing some listings that we didn't expect are having many showings, and sometimes the sellers are surprised to see offers on the first or second day. If you are considering buying or selling, call me. My customers get excellent service. And if you're a real estate agent or aspiring real estate agent that wants to learn more about my mentorship within eXp Realty, then definitely reach out to me to learn more. You can call me, or if you'd like to schedule a time, then you can see the link in the description box of this video to my Calendly, where you can book a time. I will always welcome your phone call, and I look forward to speaking with you.